Hey, everybody in the Forgiveness to Empowerment group. I am so excited. It's been a hot minute since I have showed up on video or live or anything. So I thought I would kick off January with an interesting video on talking about why we struggle with forgiveness, right? So, forgiveness sounds pretty simple, right? Until we're the ones who are actually hurting. So I thought I would start off today um, in the way of I want us to talk about and walk through your top 10 reasons that we struggle with forgiveness. Now we'll begin at number 10 and we'll gently kind of wind our way and move our way towards the heart of it all, which is the number one reason. So, as you listen to this, I invite you not to judge yourself because, in fact, awareness is not a punishment. It's an awakening. It's an opening. It's a time to sit back and go, huh, I never thought of it that way. There is no judgment here. It's only just an ability to awaken to maybe what we didn't know. So, let's start with number 10, shall we? Number 10 is that we were never taught how to forgive. That is one of the big struggles of that we have with forgiveness. We're never taught how to actually forgive. We've heard about it, we've talked about it, but nobody has ever broken down the steps on how exactly we go through forgiveness. And forgiveness itself isn't intuitive when pain is involved. It's a learned skill. It's just a learned skill that not very many people taught us how to do. So let's talk about number 9. We confuse forgiveness with excusing harm. This is a big one for clients that I have worked with and people that I have just talked to. Many people believe forgiving means saying what happened was okay. And that is completely wrong. It wasn't. Forgiveness does not mean that what happened was okay or you're letting them off the hook or anything like that. Forgiveness does not minimize the wound. It frees you from carrying it. It frees you from carrying the pain of that wound. Number 8 is that we fear losing our boundaries. This is a huge fear and something that stops many people from the forgiveness journey and being on the forgiveness path. Because forgiveness, or maybe you've been told forgiveness means, okay, well, you forgived that person. Now they're welcome to come back into your life. You're welcome to see them again. And that's not what forgiveness is about either. Forgiveness does not mean reopening doors that should remain closed. Forgiveness doesn't erase boundaries. In fact, it strengthens them. But it strengthens them from a place of clarity, not fear, not pain, not from anything that you should allow them back because you've forgiven them. That isn't the case. Forgiving them gives you peace. you a sense of security. And in no way, shape, or form does that mean that you have to let them back into your life. Number 7, our pain became part of our identity. When we've been hurt for a long, long time, pain can start to feel normal, familiar, even protective. And letting that go, that might be something really scary for people, is that letting go means that you're losing a part of yourself. When in actual fact, when you're letting that go, you're increasing your health. You're increasing your mental health. And you're no longer carrying something so heavy that pulls you away from other people or relationships or job opportunities or anything that would allow you to move forward. Number 6, and this one is a big one. I have heard and seen this a lot. We want validation before release. We often want or wait for apologies, accountability, or acknowledgement that they hurt us. And while those things are very meaningful, and you believe that waiting for those things, that's when you can begin your healing journey or your forgiveness path or anything. But let me tell you that your path to forgiveness and letting go does not require another person's participation in order to begin. This is about you. It's about you letting go and you no longer holding yourself back because that other person hurt you. Number 5 is that we're afraid forgiveness will make us weak. Somewhere along the way, strength became associated with holding on, with keeping up that wall, with holding on to that anger, that pain, that rage, that resentment. But actually, true strength, real courage, that comes about by releasing the bitterness, by refusing to allow that pain to dictate your future. Imagine this. Imagine if you were able to release that anger and it opened you up to meeting new people. Imagine if you let go of that guilt or that mistrust. That could lead to amazing friendships, new opportunities in your life. And that has nothing to do with being looked at as weak. True strength, true courage comes from letting that pain go. So number 4, we're getting close to number 1 here. Number 4 is that we don't feel ready. Well, let me just tell you that forgiveness isn't something that you just wake up one morning and boom, you're ready. And then it all goes away. No, I really wish that that was the case. Unfortunately, it is not. Readiness comes after you decide to stop bleeding silently and start healing intentionally. Now, it doesn't mean that You absolutely have to be completely 100% ready to begin a forgiveness journey. In fact, it's a lot simpler than that. You only have to be open to being ready. See? A lot more simple than actually being ready. Makes sense, right? Number 3, and this is a big one. We haven't processed the grief. Unforgiven pain is often unforgiven, ungrieved pain. Let me say that again. Unforgiven pain is often ungrieved pain. Before forgiveness can truly happen, the loss, the betrayal, the disappointment must be acknowledged and honored. This is a crucial, crucial step in forgiveness, is that you have to acknowledge what happened. And acknowledging it is acknowledging your true feelings. If something hurt you, acknowledge it hurt you. Don't just push it aside. Because the forgiveness can't start to happen if you ignore or try to pretend that it had no impact on you. So number 2, and this is another huge one that I hear a lot, is that we fear forgiveness means forgetting. And that is not true. Forgiveness doesn't erase the memory. But, and this is a huge but, it removes the emotional charge attached to it. It is true, you don't forget the lesson that it taught you. You don't forget always what happened, but you release the suffering part. You let go of the pain and the impact that it had on you. You take yourself out of the cage that holds you back. And when you have truly forgiven, the emotional charge, which is in the heart, the emotional charge is gone. You can say up here all the time, I forgave, I forgave, I forgave. But if you still have that emotional charge, that every time or any time you see that person or you think of that person, you have a knot in your stomach or a sadness or a fear, you haven't forgiven them because the emotional charge is still there. All right, you've been very patient. The number 1 reason that we struggle with forgiveness is that we haven't forgiven ourselves. This is the deepest layer about forgiveness. Many struggle with forgiveness, and the struggles we have with forgiveness is that they are rooted in guilt, shame, self-blame, resentment, and actual physical pain, and the belief, either way, that we should have known better. And that's just simply not the case. Self-forgiveness is the foundation that makes forgiving others possible. Forgiving ourselves is sometimes the hardest thing. I have had many clients say to me, I could forgive that other person. I can forgive this. But the hardest part is forgiving ourselves. And I agree. I agree. That was one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn was forgiving myself for some of the things that I didn't respond well to. And for sometimes or for some things, I just didn't know. And that is truly hard to forgive. So here's one of the most loving truths I could share with you. Forgiveness is not about becoming a better person. It's about becoming a freer one. And you don't have to do this journey alone. And you don't have to rush it. Let's think about that again. Forgiveness is not about becoming a better person. It's about becoming a freer person, a loving person, someone who will allow themselves to take chances, meet new people, and move on with a clear heart and feel more free than you have in your lifetime. As I said, you don't have to do this alone. And you don't have to rush things either. This is your journey. This is your path, no one else's. So if something in this message stirred your heart, that wasn't by accident. It might be time for you to begin your forgiveness journey. Gently, safely, and with all the support that you need. I do invite you to take the next step with me. I am a forgiveness and self-care empowerment coach, and I would be honored to work with you to get you going, to walk hand in hand with you, shoulder to shoulder, on your journey to encourage and to see you through to the other side. I know you can do it, and I would be happy to help you along the way. Together, we'll move beyond understanding forgiveness and into living it. When you're ready, reach out. I have many different sessions and programs available. If you're curious and you would like to maybe see what I can offer, put forgiveness in the comments below. And I will privately reach out to you and see if there is a way that I can help you along this journey. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm wishing you much healing and a beautiful and blessed week. I'll see you next time. Bye.